People always ask, where did we get the name Blue Water Climate Control? When a Navy ship casts off lines, exits the harbor, and loses sight of land, that's blue water sailing. It takes a team of people to do that. Tireless work, focus, and attention to detail. So much of starting a business is just like that. After it's done, you get filled with deep satisfaction for accomplishing something. And it's quickly followed by, now the real work begins. We're Blue Water Climate Control.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Buck and 2MC show. Y'all know we have some good news, some fresh news on our plate for you today. Maria, say what's up to the people, but most importantly, update them on what in the world is happening with Tennessee and Lady Vol sports.
What's up with the people? Yeah, just a week ago, we were getting ready for the WNBA draft. And the story, of course, was that two Lady Vol assistant coaches were moving on. One, Jennifer Sullivan, head coach down at FAU. Lacey Goldwire looking at other opportunities. I expect her to land somewhere soon. Will have multiple opportunities. And then while Lady Vol fans were sort of reeling from that, with your coaching staff cut in half, bam, news gets released or starts breaking by Ball Out Media and then by us at 247 Sports that Kelly has hired Samantha Williams as the new recruiting coordinator and assistant coach. She was at Duke. She was at Louisville. She's the reason they loaded up on recruits. She has a TikTok. If you're on TikTok, that is must-watch TV. She is hysterical. She always has TikTok Thursday. She had Kelly Harper dancing on TikTok today. So Samantha Williams is that kind of game-changing assistant coach that you can get for a program. Alexis, unless you follow the game real closely, a lot of people don't always know assistant coaches, but here's where I'm so proud of Lady Vol fans. They immediately knew who it was. They were all over social media saying, this is a huge hire. I can't believe this is what Kelly got. We're back. We're getting there. When you got that kind of buzz around the Lady Vols, just how good is that for the program?
I mean, we're off to a good start. You know, we're in between season, not even in preseason. You know what I mean? So it's to hear that we're going to start off on the right foot. We have someone in place that knows what type of players are needed to compete for a Final Four and a championship. Not that Coach Kelly doesn't, but as I've said before, we need some dogs on the court back in that orange and white and Lady Vol blue. And I think that she's going to help us get that.
Jessica Gwynn, the official news release obviously came out over the weekend. Over her time at Duke and Louisville, she recruited 9 McDonald's All-Americans. She knows how to identify talent. Even more important, she knows how to relate to these players. I'm not kidding when I say her TikTok. I got on TikTok because of her, because I need to go see these videos. She is hysterical. But the narrative sometimes can be, and you know this, that black female coaches, they're there to recruit. She is way more than a recruiter. She was a head coach at Eastern Kentucky, turned that program around in 2 years. She can scheme, she can coach, she can scout, she can relate to players. I mean, Kelly just since I hang out and have friends across women's basketball media and different programs, let's just say some people got a little nervous when they heard what Kelly had done. They were like, she picked up who? You got Samantha Williams? So here we go.
Yeah, here we go, Coach Williams. Welcome. Congratulations on the hire. We are happy to see you. I'm excited to meet you in person. Guys, did y'all notice I'm not in the car this time?
Yeah, I'm relieved because I'm usually nervous watching.
I am in Knoxville, where I will be reporting live from probably at least 90% of the time. So I'm excited about this hire. I'm excited to eventually get on campus and meet the players and coaching staff, the newer players, and honestly, just be around more. I was telling somebody that it was so important to me as a current Vol to have my fellow Lady Vol sisters coming around or being in and out or being able to talk to them and giving that access to all the players. Because I know select players, you know, if your level of play is up here, you're typically talking to the former Lady Vols whose play was also up here. But just allowing access to all the players, I think that just helps the mindset going into it. Because, you know, I'm going to stay in their ear. I'm going to get live on social media. You know, Sandra likes to post on social. So I'm going to up the ante. I hope I can help in some way.
If her Twitter is at UT Coach Sam, so she's already posted the TikTok Thursday. And like I said, you got Kelly Harper dancing a synchronized dance with the team. I mean, you've already got it. She got hired Friday, really. It became official Saturday. She's in Knoxville by Tuesday. Changed her Twitter handle immediately. She's on top of things. She's on top of what's going on in the community, what's going on with the program, what's going on in women's basketball. It's just, I mean, to mix metaphors, this was a grand slam hire by Kelly. Now there's one more, and I thought it might happen this week, but nothing's shaking loose now. I don't have any names, and if I did, I wouldn't toss them out because that's kind of rude to people who, you know, are still working wherever they're working. I never want a team to hear about their coach leaving from anyone besides their coach.
Maria, you're one of a kind in the media. Most people just
apparently. So there's some names, you know, being tossed around, but I would expect someone in place by next week. The good thing is that this time 2 years ago, Kelly had just gotten hired. She's trying to put together a staff. The April showcase events are going on, so they got to get on the road immediately. We don't have any showcase events that coaches can attend in person right now. That won't happen until summer. So, you know, Kelly's got time to get this right. But the one you're going to really like, of course, was the news that broke yesterday, became official today. Alexis, she spells it with a U, Alexus.
Yeah.
Dye. She's no longer a recruit. She's official with Tennessee, so you can talk about her, Alexis. She's coming in from Troy, Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year. I don't know if anybody watched that Texas A&M Troy game, which Troy should have won. They got robbed on a horrible call at the end of the game.
Yep, I saw that.
Texas A&M could not do anything with her. She's 6 foot, but she's like you on the glass. That ball belongs to me. That's my ball.
I loved, Maria, when you sent me the text, first thing I did was hop on YouTube. And then I did remember her, not by name, but by play in that Texas A&M game. And then when I started watching her clips, I'm like, oh, yeah, we need her. She is tenacious. She wants the ball. She wants to score. She comes with so much energy. She just looks like she's about that life. Like, listen, I came to play, and you're going to have to take this game from me. I'm going to give you everything I got. And I'm happy to see that. I think that's going to compliment Jordan Walker a lot because we got to see a lot of Walker swag come out towards the end of the season, that grit and that grind, especially for her size. I'm excited, Maria.
Yeah, what have you always said? What kind of players does Tennessee need right now?
Yeah, we need some dogs. We need some dogs on the bench, on the court. I'm talking about every practice. Oh, they must have heard my voice.
They did. They heard that we got dogs. They're excited now.
That was perfect timing, by the way. But
even my dogs know how to do a show.
Exactly. But this is what we need. This is going to up the intensity in practice. When you have people who are scrappy in practice and you're used to that, it's not a shock when you game. You know, it doesn't take you a second to react.
That's enough out of them.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, it doesn't take you a second to react like, oh, what's going on? You know what's going on. You're actually used to delivering that blow, that first punch in the mouth to start the game.
We can't forget to thank our sponsors. We'll start, of course, with our title sponsor, OrangeMountainDesigns.com. They have everything you could possibly need. They got lightweight sweatshirts on sale now because here in East Tennessee, as you know, we do all the seasons in 1 week. It can be fall, summer. I'm going to go kill my dogs just a minute while they.
It can be fall, summer, spring, or winter. Yes, we do get all four. Also, of course, Sam Strong, Volunteer Roadshow, our guy, Bobby Catfish, also Alexis Hornbuckle basketball. Shout out to Billy Ratliff, who's also a huge part of the Volunteer Roadshow. Yeah, what else am I missing? Of course, Blue Water Climate Control that y'all saw that brought us in into the show.
All right, I'm back.
Can't
Yeah, there must be a dog outside.
Just Bassett Tutoring. My guy Nelson Garcia. Shout out to Sandra. That's one of her older brothers who does any type of math, PSAT, SAT, ACT prep, and of course, our girl from a sister show on Volunteer Roadshow, Jamel Johnson, the gold standard fitness and sports performance training, who is a little under the weather because she received her second Moderna shot yesterday. I talked to her today. She's starting to get back a little better, but y'all keep booging y'all's prayers.
Yeah, that the second one's no fun sometimes. So, but she'll be all right. You may have seen where Bobby and Billy went to the main event, do like the Papa Shot contest. I just want to say I am not challenging you to anything at the main event because you will kick my butt in all of it. So
listen, what happens if I have a bad day or one too many beers? I mean, anything could happen. That's
my only hope is if I get you a little bit too liquored up and you can't get, and I can like maybe shoot. I might shoot underhand or something. I don't know. I'm thinking I am not doing this with Alexis because I will get killed.
You're left-handed.
Yeah, you got to go. But yeah, I saw you shoot free throws with one hand. I know you can shoot Papa Shot, man. You probably kick it in with your foot.
Oh, man. I appreciate all the credit, Marie. I don't know if I deserve it, but I appreciate it.
Here's some other interesting news, and I'll let you react. And it's all over the place on social media. Obviously, the other thing that broke later was Nikki Fargas lined up to become president of the Las Vegas Aces, which, of course, opens up a huge position in the coaching world at LSU. SEC, I mean, it's the best conference in basketball, SEC network. I mean, you can recruit to an SEC school. So the name that apparently the person that got offered, if you believe all the internet reports, is Kim Mulkey at Baylor, which was not, I mean, and she even said that she would listen. So that wasn't an unusual report. Today, it started moving that she was going to be named the head coach. And it is literally all over the place on social media. The interesting thing, and multiple Baylor players are posting that she's not going anywhere. So I don't know what's going to happen, but as a member of the media, I can tell you, you better verify a story like that it's 100% true before you put it out on social media. It maybe they're right, but I think a lot of it is an echo chamber. Somebody started it. And then other people who really don't know one way or the other picked up on it.
Yep.
But we'll see. What would be if I told you Kim Mulkey in the SEC, Alexis, what would your reaction be?
Not that I would find it hard to believe. I don't know. Maybe I just don't picture Kim Mulkey at a LSU type school. But I could be greatly mistaken. I don't see it as true. Now, again, obviously, it can come out that it is, but I think that she's been doing an exceptional job at Baylor, and I don't see why she would walk away knowing the position that she keeps putting her teams and players in year after year. Yeah,
that's a good point, and I can see it both ways, mostly because she is from Louisiana. That is her home state.
True.
And she's obviously reaching the end of her career.
She's
taken Baylor about as far. I mean, how much more can she do at Baylor? She's won Big 12. She's won national titles. She's been to the Final Four. So I could see it as a challenge and then a homecoming. But at the same time, her legacy is now Baylor. And do you start messing with that? Not that she won't lead LSU. I mean, LSU's got some great returning players. I mean, not that you can't lead LSU to a very prominent position in the SEC, but it's still going to be a couple years before you probably are knocking off South Carolina for the top.
Yeah, it'll take a while. Like you said, her legacy is Baylor. And I'm thinking if I'm nearing the end of my career, I would want to, if I have the option to, I would want to finish where I started. I would want to, walk away from the legacy that I built at that particular school. I understand the challenge part, but, players come to your school to play basketball for you. And if you decide to up and leave, I think that Baylor would, obviously they'll go through a transition / rebuilding period. But a lot of that would still have the same recruiting class. But I see her staying where she's at.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what happens overnight or in the morning. But
overnight.
Yeah, because these things tend to I remember that we got the confirmation of Kelly at like 11:30 at night. I mean, the people who break these things have no regard for sleep patterns of anybody in the media. But I'm just grateful I am not doing another coaching search. They're horrible to deal with, to run down all the rumors. So I am just grateful that Kelly's here. Kelly has hired Samantha Williams. I'm very curious to see who comes in next. Like I said, names floating every which way. Jessica Gwynn said, I cannot imagine LSU is willing to pay $2.3 million or more. She makes $2.27 million at Baylor. I mean, one, LSU has the money. That's not a question. If they want to pay it, they can. So I don't think money would be your stumbling block. But there's just so many factors here as to what actually will or will not happen. When the minute I saw it, my first thought was, man, the SEC gonna be lit. Every press conference will be must-see press conference with these coaches. So, but we'll see what's going on. Alexis, you did mention you're not in the car. Yep. We're so glad to see that you are settled. You are sitting down. You are in Knoxville. Yeah. Remind everybody again why you're here and what does this mean?
I am here. I am back in my second home, Knoxville. Number one, it feels great to be back. I mean, every time I just go down the street and see so much orange, I'm excited. Every car I see almost has a decal or a license plate. So number one, I'm back because I just love Knoxville. Number two, I am back because I am training Bobby Mays' B-Mays Elite Under Armour girls. So he has about 8 or 9 teams. I am in charge of training all of their girls there, but we are also opening up group trainings, private trainings to the public as well. Go ahead and tune into alexishornbuckle.com. Reach out. And also, I am here to help Lady Vols become better fans. So, just in case y'all forgot, you missed last week's show, or you even missed Monday's show with the Collective Unfiltered, because I mentioned it there too, we are going to start a Bucked Up fan camp. How you like that name, Maria?
I love it. I just make sure I say it correctly whenever I say it out loud.
Please do. Please do.
Bucked Up fan cam. Okay, I got it.
Fan camp.
Camp. I was thinking of a camera. Like
don't drop F-bombs. It's Bucked Up. Let's get that straight. And the fan camp will be starting out. It will be bi-weekly. We're going to have our first session on May 12th, 7:30 to 8:30. I don't have the location set right now because I'm going back and forth to what type of place and what type of food and beverages we are going to offer. So you will be finding food, beverages, and basketball. You will be in a room with me watching film, certain clips from previous Lady Vols, talking about the game of basketball, helping fans to build their IQ, but also seeing it from a player perspective so that we can once again become ultimate Lady Vol fans and the best fans in the entire world. We've been slacking, y'all. Been a lot of negativity, a lot of questioning, and it's time to stop. And I'm here to help us get back on the right path and start to understand these players and understand what it takes to be a great fan. For right now, I need everybody today, everybody that goes to the Bucked Up Facebook page. It is a fan-only page. It is on there. It tells you a little bit about what's going on. Like it, follow it. Once I see your name, I'm going to start to put you in the pot. The kicker is I'm only opening it up for 14 spots, Maria. You know why though, right?
Number 14.
That's it. That's it. So we're going to start there because that's significant to me, and I want to make sure that everyone has that personal engagement. As the season begins, we will pick it up. And yeah, I'm kind of excited, guys. But go to Bucked Up, BUCKED apostrophe D UP. Bucked up. All right.
I got it. I'm reading the question. Stan is very excited. Good thing that Stan's excited about the camp and the bucked up Facebook page. I also saw where she said poor little doggy got scared.
Yeah, your doggy.
The dog park. I mean, your dog is like guinea pig size. I mean, I get it.
My dog is definitely bigger than a guinea pig. Oh man,
not by much. Kathy Hunter, I missed Hunter Rao, I think it is. Anyway, she asked a good question. When will Alexis and the other freshmen get here? I anticipate all of them getting here for first summer session. So June 1st is when that starts. So I would expect to have 14 Lady Vols. That would be 9 returning and 5 new ones, with 4 incoming freshmen and Alexis Dye on campus here in a little over a month. So Kelly likes a deep roster, and sometimes you think that it's hard to manage, but look what Tennessee was down to because of injuries by the time March came around. My goodness.
Yeah, you definitely want more instead of less when it comes to the number of players on your bench that can actually contribute, because we saw it. We saw it firsthand last season. COVID plus injuries left us plenty of times trying to figure it out. Players that didn't really play, that were still, growing into their roles, had to clock quality minutes. And I'm pretty sure that Coach Kelly this season will be making sure everyone is up to par and everybody is ready if their number is called.
Yeah, and hopefully we're not there yet, as you know. I mean, people are still in masks and people are still, limiting gatherings, but hopefully the summer will get more normal and they can actually work out together. Some other folks are asking, how would they attend one of your camps, like virtually, like out of town? Is there any?
Listen, right now, I'm not going to lie, guys. I was doing this in person. How about this? Because I'm just such a nice person. Go ahead, if you are not located in Knoxville or within driving range, to come attend the class in person. Go ahead, and when you like the page and when you follow the page, please put down your location. So what state or city that you're in and that you would like to attend virtually. So basically, you'll be leaving me a mini message on the page, okay, letting me know where you're located and that you're interested in virtual. I chose not to do it virtual in the beginning because I really want to interact with the fans in person, but I also understand that you could get that same value through video. So give me time. I did not plan for that. Those are great questions. I saw it a couple times. So go ahead and do that. Again, go to Bucked Up Facebook page, leave your name, location, and that you're interested in the Bucked Up fan camp.
Michelle Yorgi said, did I see Miss Kentucky committed to the Lady Vols? If so, will she be coming in next season? That is Brooklyn Miles. She's actually a signee. She committed a year ago and signed in November. And then it was announced this month that she was Miss Kentucky basketball, which is really cool. So Brooklyn Miles, yes, she is among that freshman signing class that will be here and by June 1st for school. So Michelle, the answer is yes. She is on the way. She's not a new commitment. Alexis Dye is the new commitment, who was coming out of Troy. And she is what was that word you used, Alexis? What is she?
Let's go. We got a dog on the squad now.
Yeah, she's got, there's that it factor of how you carry yourself on the court. And I'm going to go back and watch that game again. I remember watching it live and I'm like, I don't know exactly who she is, but she's killing it this game. She is. A&M was just like, we got nothing.
Instant respect, and we need that again, right? People like, oh, crap, I don't want to guard her, or I don't want her. We got to keep her off the boards, and it's not, just key. We want it coming from all angles.
And if you keeping her off the boards, who else is crashing in? I mean, you got some rebounding guards. You got Tamari Key. I mean, there's Key and Green. There's just there's a lot of Kelly's going to have options. And if you're if you know this from coaching, you don't want a team full of people who are secure and know they're going to start because there's nobody else behind them to push them.
Correct.
You come into practice every day and somebody's pushing you to keep that position. That's a whole different situation for a coach.
It is. It makes it easier. It makes it easier for the players to practice hard. It makes it easier for the coach to get through what they have set up for that particular practice, and not worry about reteaching or coaching effort, because that's one of the worst things to try and coach is effort. It's nearly impossible because either you want to do it or you don't, especially at the level in the SEC or NCAA Division I, period.
I want to give a shout out to tennis too. They got to I believe the semifinals. They lost to Georgia today, the number 1 seed. But they had a great run in the SEC this season. Shout out to tennis. Also, softball picked up 2 or 3 against South Carolina. Big series starting Friday against Georgia. And you mentioned COVID. John Fulkerson had a great radio interview this week about how he came out because players can release their own medical info. Right. And he said he had COVID and it affected him. It affected his play. It affected the team. Softball just got out of a COVID pause. I do think, and you could talk about this when you talk about fans, I do think fans sometimes forget off the court factors that are affecting on the court play.
Yeah. I'm glad you said it just like that, Maria, because that obviously we will go over that in the fan camp. But a lot of times you don't think about it. You're intense. You're watching the game, and all you want is for your team to win, and which is understandable. But when the performance isn't there, whether it's an individual or team performance, instead of instantly pointing fingers, let's think of all the factors. Now, I'm not saying we give our players and our teams excuses and bail them out of why we didn't win or why we didn't play well every single game. But there are reasons, some, if not many of those games, that have nothing to do with basketball. Could be health, could be family, could be relationship. It could be anything. So you just financial, you never know what someone's going through and what all they have on their plate on top of trying to be the best player that they can be for them, not only themselves, but for their teammates.
Keith Williams has a great question, and we'll answer it. I'll let you answer it first. When we come, we'll do the Alexis, you did it so well. I'm going to let you do the sponsor thank yous again. But Keith's question when we come out of sponsors is if each of you could pick one player on the team who could grow into a player who could make the biggest impact next season, who would you pick?
Is that for when we come back or for now?
No, do it. Do our sponsors, and we'll talk about when we come back. Gives you a little more time to think about it.
I love it. All right. So as y'all know, we have Orange Mountain Designs, Volunteer Roadshow, Sam Strong, Blue Water Climate Control. Also, we have Alexis Hornbuckle Basketball. That is where you get your basketball needs both on and off the court. There's also, we have Just Pass It Tutoring, our guy Nelson Garcia based out of Miami, Florida, but you can access him remotely via his website, justpassit.com. He is there for all your mathematical needs, K through 12, as well as SAT, PSAT, and ACT prep. And last but not least, we have the gold standard, our girl, Jamel Johnson. You can always catch her Monday nights at 7, the Collective Unfiltered on the Volunteer Roadshow. That's where you get all your fitness and sports performance training. Man, I almost made up a word, fitness. I don't know what that was.
Where you fortify your fitness.
Oh, I like it, Maria. Thanks for saving me. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right, Maria, repeat that question and let's get that answered.
Let's go back. Let me go back up. If each of you could pick one player on the team who could grow into a player who could make the biggest impact next season, who would you pick?
I think it would be Tamari Key. She has not tapped into domination. If she puts in the work necessary to become tougher, to deliver hits, she already has the length. She has the athleticism. She's known as a shot blocker. She could change her shots whether she's blocking them or not. I would like to see her just almost be automatic in the paint. So just getting a better touch around the basket Hell, I like to see her come down and dunk in a game. I just want to see her dominate at the end of the day.
I'm going to stay in the same class as you because there's just something about sophomores becoming juniors. That's where you notice the biggest jump. So I'm going to go with Jordan Horston. I just think she could be poised to absolutely break out next season. This season, she dealt with health issues, a bad foot, a bad back. That is some of the worst absolute things for a shooter and a guard to deal with. So like you got to buy in. Tamari's got to buy in. Jordan's got to buy in. All of them do. You have got to put in the work this summer. Yep. But I think if both of them do that and they can push each other, is they can be absolute breakout players. Like, like I'm talking about Renaya and Ray getting the kind of accolades where they're in the mix for SEC Player of the Year. I mean, think Ray Burrell should have been, but so Renaya don't get me started on SEC Player of the Year again. Yeah, I won't go down that path.
We know it's a little fixed. I will say that Horston was my close second, just because I'm a fan of her game, and I agree with that. I agree with you in the simple fact that she wasn't healthy by any means, especially towards the end of the season. So for her to come and refocus and train and relax and let her game speak for itself instead of trying to force it, when she finds her zone, which we have seen in spurts, when she finds her zone, she is tough to handle on both ends of the court. So we're definitely going to need that. But I think that without a big man, without a center present, big woman, but when you say that, it sounds kind of worse than big man. But but if you had that paint present on offense and defense, what do you do? Guard play is going to come. It's guards come a dime a dozen. But when you have that dominant inside force, that is a story changer, and we've seen it. We've played against it, and we've watched it. So that's why she is my number one, but definitely Horston is let's say she's my 1B.
Yeah, most women don't grow to be 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". You're 5'11", 6 foot, 6'1". I mean, that's much more common, but most women don't get up into that Tamari land of size.
Yep.
Kimberly Ogg said one of the Alabama Stars AAU team stopped to visit Pat's statue on the way to the Boo Williams tournament. That is the same program that Sarah Puckett and Caroline Strickland are coming from. They're two of the other freshman signees. I don't want to forget about Kaya Wynn. I mean, I was excited about Tennessee's freshman class. Now, you just added Alexis Dye to this group, and I mean, that is one heck of a class. So Alabama Stars is a really good AAU program. Mm-hmm. And I believe Gwen Jackson may have come. I know Jasmine Jones came out of it. So
yeah.
So it's there's like I said on my Twitter, don't sleep on Kelly Harper. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. She knows what she wants to do. And I'll say one more thing about the Samantha Williams hire, and I said it in a column I wrote over the weekend. That was a heck of a shot Kelly fired across the bow of women's basketball, because a lot of these coaches are okay with Tennessee competing. They're okay with Tennessee being good. They're okay with Tennessee being Tennessee, but not too good. They are not okay with Tennessee moving into a position to start cutting down nets. They don't like that at all. And that hire just reverberated across the sport, because it's like, Kelly got who? Kelly did what? Kelly lost 2 assistant coaches, and she added one of the top assistant coaches ever in women's basketball, who also spent 2 years as a head coach. So now Coach Sam has seen it from all sides. It's just, I mean, I don't know yet. I'll find out when I talk to her. I have a feeling Coach Williams probably had something to do with Jordan Dye. Alexis Dye. Too many Jordans. Thank goodness her name is not Jordan. Alexis Dye. I'm not saying that Kelly wasn't already involved with her, because she's been in the portal since like April 9th. Mm-hmm. But Samantha Williams reminds me of a Nikki Caldwell. Caldwell can get in there and get them like, man, I want to go here. I want to do this. Pat Summitt would close the deal.
Yep.
That's what Tennessee is trying to get back to. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. I always said year 3 would be a better year. I'm not saying Tennessee's going to cut nets in year 3, but I think we're going to start seeing a Tennessee that very well could begin to cut nets. And I'm not just talking about SEC nets. I'm talking about national nets, the kind you put in a trophy case forever. You get a banner put up.
The real nets. The real nets. The SEC is like, let's call it the bachelor party. The NCAA is the actual wedding. Okay.
Kathy Hunter Rowell also asked, does Dye have 2 seasons of eligibility remaining? The answer is no. It was hard to tell from her Troy bio. She actually spent 2 years at Gulf Coast and JUCO, and then 2 years at Troy. So she has played 4 years of college basketball. This is a player who is taking advantage of the NCAA giving everybody an extra year. And what better way to take advantage of it? She goes, you know what? I think I'll go to Tennessee.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it just sounds like a great young lady, and I'm looking forward to seeing her play. I love that she seems like a Pat kind of kid. She even said, I may not always be able to score, but I can always get on the boards.
You know, Coach loved that.
So it's gonna played for Rooney Scoval. I keep reading the comments. Gulf Coast, Rooney Scoval is actually a great friend of Holly Warlick too, and she has been a longtime Lady Vol fan. So she would have played for her at Gulf Coast before going to Troy. And shout out to Alexis too, because I think she was a 3-star out of high school. Goes to a JUCO program, helps lead it to a national title, then goes to Troy and just elevates her game. And now she's coming to the mecca of women's basketball. A shout out to that kid who didn't let anyone define her when she was 18 years old as to what she could be as a basketball player.
I think that's awesome because she took an untraditional route, and a lot of girls get discouraged. I see it. I coach it. I listen to parents. If you are determined to play and you're determined to be successful and you're willing to do the work and go through the growing pains and some of the heartaches, you can still come out on top. And I believe that this will be the end story of Alexis Dye. It's already a success story. And I don't think that she's coming in to the University of Tennessee with a weak mindset. You don't do everything that you've done just to stop here. So I think that right now she might be the hungriest she's ever been, which is great for us and our players, because you know when you got a dog that's hungry, boy, they'll break the chain to eat. I'm excited.
You remember Shannon Bobbitt coming out of JUCO here? I mean, she was thrilled that you guys got socks. The fact that you got team-issued socks was a big deal to her.
Yeah, and Bird came in at the same time on that.
Yeah, and basically 2 major reasons you won back-to-back titles.
Absolutely. I mean, without them, without their hunger and desire, matching ours and Coach Summitt, and honestly, when you bring in 2 JUCOs, because I believe that was the first JUCO transfers, if I'm not mistaken.
There was one more. Pat had several early in her career, but the first one's in a more contemporary time of Lady Vols.
So what that does, and I'll speak only for myself, is like, wait a minute, I've been working to get here. I wanted to be recruited. I wanted to come here 4 years, and here you go, coming in as a junior and senior, getting the same opportunity that I had to work for. It made you work 10 times harder, but also getting to know them, hearing their story, it made you respect them 10 times more, and it made it easy to work together for that same common cause, which obviously was winning a national championship.
Yeah, that was an incredible group. That was a fun group. I mean, did y'all make Pat mad though? God Almighty, y'all worked
each other mad for real. We made each other mad. So Pat, I think Pat was just in the crossfire.
She loved you guys, but man, I think y'all put some gray in her hair. Good thing she colored her hair, because my goodness,
she threatened to retire a couple times with our group.
I could see that, but man, the payoff, what a payoff!
Yeah. We got every bit of Coach Summit, good, bad, and ugly, and she got every bit of us, probably more ugly than good in the beginning, and it did pay off. And she developed us into great women, and we got on that page, and we were focused, and we were blessed enough to win too.
That's what I want to tell young kids, and this transfer portal, which I mean, I get it. Some are in there because the coaches put them in there. I always want to say that they're not always in there voluntarily,
right?
But if you can hang out, if you can make it through your first 2 years and you see a path forward, I mean, you may see a no path to playing time. I get that too, particularly when new recruits come in. I want to play. I'm not going to play here. But if you're playing and you're not happy, you got to look at that mirror sometimes and ask yourself, maybe the issue is me.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll understand as an adult. But Pat always said that, and I'm saying, I know you understand. I'm saying to young kids, this will make more sense to you when you're an adult. Pat always said the two people who most reminded her of herself were Nikki Caldwell and Kelly Jolly. So I firmly believe that Kelly knows exactly where she wants to take this program. And I think if fans will get behind her and give her time to get done what she needs to get done, you're going to be very happy. And Alexis, I am so glad that you're now in Knoxville and we can start seeing each other and hanging out and having fun, telling stories we would never put on Live Studio Pro.
Yeah, I can't wait for those.
And I just see a lot of good things on the horizon for the Lady Vols. It's been a tough transition time. And I mean, fans deserve something good, really good to happen to them.
Absolutely. I think the time is now, Maria. So y'all keep hoping, push out those positive vibes, keep encouraging the girls to be working hard in this off season, preparing for summer school and preseason, because that's really what it takes. If they're not putting in this work now, obviously after their bodies recover, y'all have to remember, if y'all don't see players working out, it's probably not because they don't want to. They're probably still trying to recover as close to 100%, if not 100%, before putting their bodies back through that grind.
And keep in mind, Kean Martin and Marta Suarez are coming off surgeries. They're going to be. I mean, Kean is only 4 months into ACL surgery. I mean, January, February, March, April, yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. So she's got a whole summer that's going to be a lot of rehab. Marta, foot surgery, that's not one you go pounding up and down the court in a hurry on. That's going to take time. So some players will need a little more time, but Kelly Kelly's making sure she's finding some people that can help right away, and Alexis Dye is one of them. I think that's it. You got anything else, Alexis?
No, that's it. Just want to say one last time, make sure I saw people. I hope y'all found that Facebook page. If you look, you know how you can search. It's LVFL BUCKDUP. So LVFL Bucked Up. Lady Vol for Life Bucked Up. Because I think that some people were getting some crazy pages popped up when they just put in Bucked Up. Also, the link was posted in the chat. I will repost it right now for y'all. Yeah, again, I look forward to hearing y'all. Maria, you're free to stop by any class. Okay, you add value. Come hang out. It will be a small setting of 14. I'll let you know the room size, obviously. But I would love to have you there.
One last question. Amanda said, will there be any other players added from the transfer portal for next year? I never say never, but right now Tennessee's looking at 14 players. You're not going to go to 15. I mean, if Kelly thinks somebody can really help the team, but as of right now, I'm not hearing any more chatter about Tennessee, but Kelly's been full of surprises in April, so yeah. I never say never to anything. But 15 could be a little bit unwieldy. 14 is going to be a little bit. I mean, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But Kelly likes a deep bench. So
again, injuries, COVID. Even though things will begin to die down, we hope with all these vaccines being released, we don't truly know the wave the pandemic's going to take. So again, anything can happen. 14 is a good number. 15 practice wise, it gets a little interesting. It gets more fun in practice. And also pickup games become a little easier to run. I don't know if girls do that nowadays, but I know that's all we did in the off season. Coach didn't like it too much, but she appreciated it come preseason because we were practically almost in game shape. So I think if you're going to get another transfer, I agree with you, Maria. It'd have to be a graduate transfer. It'd have to be a one and done. It'd have to be a powerhouse player. It'd have to be someone who already has a championship mentality, a champion mentality that is going to come make an immediate impact. I don't think you go to the portal for somebody else to be on your bench. To me, that doesn't make sense.
No, not right now. It would have to be somebody that can, and Alexis could compete for a starting position. So yeah, it would have to be somebody who you think can push your starters every single day. So no, I agree with that. And they were not allowed to play pickup last summer because of COVID. They couldn't all be gathered. So I know a lot of teams do prefer that way. And it's sort of like when you were kids where you got to call your own fouls. You got to make your own. It teaches you a lot of things, primarily conflict resolution and competition, because I know y'all's pickup games got heated sometimes.
It got heated. I mean, it got real heated. It's like street ball. I mean, you go in there, you call your own fouls. You don't want to be soft. Some people go in there to intentionally mess with other people's heads. So it gets crazy. The good thing about our practice guys they were just as dedicated to come compete with and against us as we were to run pickup games. So we hardly ever lacked for numbers, and it was always truly competitive.
Yeah, and a little vocal at times, maybe
a little too much.
It's all right. The games are going to be that same way. So
true.
So get ready for it. All right. Thanks for thanking the sponsors. Thanks for being here, everybody. Well, we're going to be at 7:30 on Thursdays. It just works out better with timing and other shows. So, Alexis, I'm going to let you take us out of here.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Another great Thursday evening, 7:30 p.m., the Buck and 2MC show. You can catch us next Thursday, same time, same place. We hope to see you. If this is your first time watching, be sure press that thumbs up, press the like button, press the follow button, and subscribe. Be sure to share. That's how we're able to keep bringing the show to you. We thank you. We appreciate you. We love y'all. And remember, go Lady Vols.